This is their map pick. You talked about how they played well last time, Gask, and I think for this LUNEX squad, I mean, you have to win, you know, at least have a good, you know, solid offense versus Nightmare, who was starting out on defense, right?
Well, I think where LUNEX were struggling in that previous map was when Iffy was just kind of picked away and stolen and then taken down too quickly. A couple of the Vanguards were just falling a little bit quicker, and I don't know whether that's a positional error or maybe just strategists not quite being in the right sight lines. There's clearly some communication needs to be worked out for LUNEX there. It got better as the map went on. Just a couple of early percentage went towards Nightmare because of some small mistakes from LUNEX. And again, that's to be expected from some of these teams. They're not going to be playing perfect. You are going to make mistakes, but it's about either capitalizing on those mistakes if you're the opposition or making up for them when you next spawn.
Great points all around. Starting off now. Can LUNEX keep their tournament hopes alive, right? I believe if they were to lose this could be it. And all she wrote for the side of LUNEX against Nightmare, who, you know, are the other only two team at the current moment. Who thinks they play it back right now. Oh, nice kidnap, by the way, who came out onto Mace. Invisible Woman not there to save him. Bubble onto Redis. The Wolverine mix-up was vital for the first pick.
Vile indeed. Elsa, though, is again going to be a problem, but this time is being opted to go onto the side of Tico, so Redis going to be switching over to Wolverine, as you had mentioned before. But if Redis can just steal someone away, it could be the difference maker as well. Dive in, get those claws in, bring them to your back line, and then absolutely demolish. But at the moment, no one really been able to take advantage. As I say that, Silent Blaze does get the opener onto Monster. So LUNEX will have the advantage now to be able to press here and push and try and find another couple
I was looking
KOs,
at
and they do find another Vanguard, and Nightmare on the back foot have to retreat.
I was looking at a...
It's kind of the opposite of what we saw Nightmare before.
At a
like
comparison real quick, sorry.
Compared to
Oh
aggressive.
shit, my bad, chat. I was looking at a comparison real quick.
Deleted. And LUNEX is in the second phase. Like, they got a portal play coming back, but damn, it felt like they just got kind of walked on and never any cart space. This is just a crazy change.
Hey, someone said LUNEX was actually the worst team in the
series Nightmare played
stuff.
in. Like, there was a lot
they're
of
not doing too bad.
objective, but now it's the exact opposite.
Well, as I said, I think that LUNEX have done their research. When we saw Museum of Contemplation before for Nightmare, they were only able to get 1 round 4, and they conceded 2, basically. They were able to let that convoy get that 2-round advantage over them. And sadly, it just looks like they struggle a little bit with maintaining their defense here. There's a couple of players who are getting a little bit lost here and there, and LUNEX taking advantage of that, being able to pick away those Vanguards. But it doesn't mean it's all over for Nightmare yet. They can definitely stabilize on this next point and hold, and a lot of it may come down to Light being able to emit some damage on that Star-Lord.
Well, he can't when we don't save Mace with the Invisible Boundary, who got kidnapped earlier on. Again, Redis, even though he's not on the you know, potential carry character with the Elsa, he's found these picks every single fight. Tico there with the Glortrox onto another one. They've also used ultimates. They committed Star-Lord. They committed Invisible Boundary in a loss. And now for LUNEX, they're just walking up, right? This Groodle, by the way, isn't going against this Meteor M, so it's not going to get eaten necessarily. However,
Jay, have you been watching this for 12.5 hours?
With the shield.
Yeah, we did this last weekend, chat. Last weekend was 14 hours.
Still pushing forward. Monsters back towards it. Mace comes in with the Meteor M, actually, just to get another choke point. Get some healing.
Oh, poor guy, bro. This guy's been getting bullied all series, bro.
Considering what was going to happen after that.
Poor guy, man.
The White Fox ultimate. We still lose one. Redis is going to fall in the middle of it. And
that's fucked up. Does it not get boring? Hell no, bro. Watch party with my chat is so fucking fun.
Much more favorable for
we just make fun of
the game at the moment.
We just make fun of people.
Harder to flank round for the likes of LUNEX.
Also, we get to see like
switching over to Daredevil.
Awesome gameplay.
Queen. Let's see how you do, because I tell you what, if you're that good on Elsa, I'm excited to see what you can do on Daredevil. I do think he's a very fun character to watch, especially being able to have the wall hacks essentially and be able to pick
also,
off
it is
some
the
of those
weekend, chat. Avoid the weekend queues by watching this. That's actually really good.
Now just need to be careful they don't over.
Also, I think that was a really good wall to block him or block his ult.
As now LUNEX start to push it.
Redis walking up. You do have Tones on the backside trying to capture on Visions, who gets out of the gets out of the inside angle to get off the Insong Inferno. If he wasn't a step faster, he might have been dead. But in fact, it's Tones that falls on the opposite side. Monster there with the follow-up. Nice work. I think this mix up to put Visions onto the onto the Phoenix has enabled them quite a lot. Silent Blaze, who's now over to that Jeff yet again. See if they can walk up, right? I mean, they used the Meteor M in the previous one. Mace, by the way, close to another one. He's built these ultimates so fast. Pretty much going to have a second one in just a moment. Dinks walks in with the Gambit ultimate. Light in the sky with that Star-Lord. Can they find the KOs in the middle of it? The follow-up should be there to at least
As a
get
DPS
KO,
player, it really
the
pains
inside.
me to see
Everybody
someone
kinda
use a
ducks into
DPS
cover.
ult and they
And
get
Silent
absolutely
Blaze,
nothing
with an
done
absolute stream
because the
across
other
map
team
takes
pauses
down
support
Skier,
ult.
who had the invisible boundary.
And your ult
Meteor
is just
M for Mace needs to go
useless.
big, but can't find anything. The answer is no. It's going to be Visions, who with the space provided by Mace, able to find one, though it is traded. Tico going down is huge. That resets a lot of that damage the Elsa is going to do. Also, Regis doesn't have that ult. It was utilized in the previous fight without any avail. Now on the flank, here comes Silent Blaze trying to force away the backline with a dive from Tones, but will there be any KOs? Inside, Vision still lives. Ensong Inferno just to save his own life. Here comes the Jeff in the water, comes back, gets onto his own Elsa, but no KOs. In fact, it's just going to be
oh,
his
nice
Venom
shot by Vision. Vision is disgusting.
Vision from across the map.
Vision is really good, Ra. Thank you.
To work. They're going cross-eyed right now, trying to keep up with these fights because they are happening all over the shop.
Wait, me and the boys are going to play in the treat the grand finals like the Super Bowl? What, for Marvel Rivals?
Trying to bounce back and forth to try and protect their
I want to know where the
lane
lane is going to be at.
Hasn't worked out for either team.
Also, there is you don't have to wait for the grand finals. You can just wait for the mid-season finals. Mid-season finals, I'm pretty sure it's going to be lit too.
I was surprised the Galactic Legend didn't get anything, but maybe we'll see something from Vision. Now we switch over. We're going to see the Phoenix available yet again. Mace is taking a lot of damage there, but LUNEX still.
Oh my god, I forgot. Look, this guy's a controller Jeff player, controller support player, chat. Oh, that would be so cool if it's actually in Korea. Oh, babe, can I ask you a question?
I mean, that was almost like a free L-Salt for Tico, just didn't use it now.
I was going to ask you after the
stream, and he could maybe pull out of the invis boundary, Gambit ult on the opposite side. Here comes Tico. Maybe you got to find something. But really, Vision's been so free. Ensong Inferno has been built up again. I feel like he's had one every single fight because of the Gambit, the pace. Here comes a huge Lord Trox. Okay, Tico, that's what he's waiting for. In the sky, Star-Lord is trying to find more, but everybody's hiding back around. Ensong Inferno connects onto Iffy at the very least, but you still have Tico alive. He's got full instinct stacks. Vision towards the spawn is going to fall. And finally, off of a nice push from LUNEX, and actually, they've held on to some ultimates. They're moving into third phase.
Yeah, surprising considering we saw that Light had the Galactic Legend available. Vision also had her ultimate to work with. So the fact that we're going to see Nightmare not win that fight, just, again, we have to give a lot of credit to LUNEX for being able to shut them down without too much usage of their own ults. Of course, they are still going to have Tones to use one. Silent Blaze has got Jeff's ult up as well. And now the real question is, when do you pop it?
Tico got sniped, by the way, by Visions during that fight. Rest in peace to Instinct. Right now, Light in the sky, looking for the Venom. And there's actually Daredevil on both sides, by the way. So if you were whipping out your Braille, you know, maybe you could relate. Right now, Light trying to look for this peel now back towards the Venom, who went for that dive with the Venom ult from Monster. Really, Tones that did the same thing. It's kind of back and forth. Light trying to mismatch onto Regis, who also could see through walls. But it's Regis with the ultimate on the backside. Invisible boundary mat by Skier, so he understood the assignment to counter Regis' ultimate. Now what happens afterwards? Meteor M could follow through from Iffy, or is he waiting on it to counter something? Maybe the end song, or when they go in with more ultimates. But it's nothing for the side of Nightmare. In terms of straddle, it's LUNEX's ult's a little bit too late, maybe from Iffy's side. Everybody's disengaged. Never mind, it's Mace that falls. Excellent pick from Iffy. And they are walking down Nightmare at the current moment.
I mean, both the backlines are sweating buckets in the moment, keeping everyone alive, and the fact these fights are constantly going on in this way. Even with that initial pick, not able to capitalize and just continue to press and actually get more KOs in your favor. But Nightmare, they are still backing off. They're allowing LUNEX to just continue to push this car. And LUNEX need to be careful, especially the Venom does manage to just stay alive. Iffy also pretty low. That means Dance Floor gets ultimated, and we are going to see the situation where you just try and keep everyone alive here.
Oh, nobody touches! Are you?
I missed something. What did I miss?
I'm actually gonna puke. That's correct. LUNEX gets stopped. They don't touch. This is just C9 Central, dude.
I mean, that one caught me off guard because I thought for sure.
There's no way they missed it again, right?
There. I mean, that you can't allow that to happen.
That's just wild. Like I was about to call out how Logan, like, you know, did the dance moves around the wall to avoid the Meteor M,
right?
Without having to use the that was nice, and then danced his way off the payload. That was the most Luna Snow thing I think I've ever seen, and it's not even on Logan. Okay, I just like obviously it's for the meme, but like nobody touched with everybody there. That was crazy. Okay, well that flips everything on its head, doesn't it, Gaslit? Because that is insane.
It does a little bit, because LUNEX were, they were looking pretty good, like potentially going for the full 3 with the way that they were playing. They were slowly but surely pummeling down Nightmare, chipping away at them, getting a pick, moving forward a little bit more. And even though we didn't see many clean wipes on either side, LUNEX was still coming out on top. But now, not reaching the 3, it does put advantage over to Nightmare here. We'll have to see how LUNEX are going to be on the defensive side. Any changes coming out that we're going to see?
That is crazy.
Onto Elsa is where we need to be looking, right? Regis switching
no,
over
chat,
to
it's still going to be called C9, bro. It's still going to be called C9.
On the previous map, and now he's going to have free reign to try and be the biggest blockade against Nightmare.
We'll see if we can stop him. Man, this is an absolute... I hate to use the word slobber knocker, but this is a slobber knocker. Really.
I love the word slobber knocker.
Slobber knocker.
Okay, I will then. I will, because... I mean, this is like a canonical Deadpool fight. Like, both Deadpools losing limbs, you know, just slapping each other with their faces, you know, I feel like in slow motion. But Regis, he takes advantage of it. Dinks falls down like it is slow motion. 52. Already finding that first pick is LUNEX.
Regis, Dinks.
52.
And now Dinks will be back up. But again, similarly to the previous round, you get that first pick, but you're still unable to push through, even with the extra player, just because... Just one strategist alive, and Nightmare still able to sustain and able to hold, as LUNEX, though, will just try and slowly push forward and see if they can stop Nightmare from getting any sort of presence on this payload. But LUNEX doing very well at the moment to stop Nightmare doing anything, really.
Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to build up towards ults, maybe get that Star-Lord and Gambit combination. Tone's trying to play live, plays live, better than earlier. But again, they're just trying to stall at the payload. You know, you heard Blur talking about it earlier, just be a big fat man on the payload. That's exactly what Iffy's doing, but he needs to not go down, obviously. Has that Snowflake, has the drone, double pocket from his Strats. We also have Strat ults on the defensive side. Here comes the Gambit into a potential Star-Lord ult combination. As they just want to wait it out now. They've already gotten the dance floor out. Maybe they expected to use this afterwards. But the Meteor M is not built up for Tone just yet. Tico has to go with the Ultron's Rage. Freeze on the Mace, by the way, from Logan. Excellent job to slow him down, but it doesn't matter. Tico goes down in the sky. Invisible Boundary was there to keep everybody healthy. We have no more Straddles, but it doesn't matter because in the sky, without a Meteor M to counter it...
Chat, who C9'd? Was it LUNEX again?
LUNEX, that's 3 in the fight for him.
Oh, light popped off.
We're going to rely on a portal play now for LUNEX.
Yeah, that was the cleanest fight that we've seen so far in this game from Nightmare. That's far better. They were just pairing a lot more successfully across the board. As you said, biding their time, waiting for ultimates to be popped on the other side.
I feel bad for LUNEX, bro. Can you imagine losing a series because you C9 the point twice? Makes you really want to smile, right?
Nightmare do have ultimates to work with as well. Group with Entanglement could try and drop something.
Oh! They either stopped the Groot ult. No, they did stop it. It wasn't eaten. It wasn't eaten, so the Mag ult was kind of like, I don't want to say a waste, because how can you predict that? But Regis actually stunned it with the grab.
Phenomenal work by Regis again. It talked about this guy popping off so far. And
Regis has been a very...
Now back to the point was LUNEX. They have some semblance of stabilization with a minute.
Good player.
Vision switching over to Phoenix.
He's very consistent. He popped off last game. It's not his fault.
Ult charge, by the way, ready to make a difference, perhaps. Remember how quickly Nightmare able to build that ultimate in the previous round. Was a constant threat on the Phoenix. Dinks also has the Rage of Royal Flush available, and Mace going down, though. Are you going to have to pull out an ultimate just to try and stay alive here?
Maybe Lights back on Iron Fist, by the way. Cart was getting focused, by the way, trying to heal in the corner. Get a little bit of peace. But with the Gambit ultimate, is going to create only violence. Diving into the backline with the Venom. Nice job. The combination of those two removes Tico and Tones. Rest in peace, those Vanguards. No portal play going to come through now as Nightmare just slowly take apart LUNEX, who's trying to stall.
Took them a short while to get there, but they have been able to now reset that clock, or at least put extra time on the clock, should I say. Get that first point. 3 minutes now to work with to get to the second and start to push towards that end goal and potentially try and overtake LUNEX and give them the 2-0 victory in what would be a very important win, of course, in the grand scheme of things here in preseason. Might just put LUNEX out of question of reaching playoffs and could just be enough to give Nightmare the edge to get them there themselves.
Light hiding above on the Iron Fist. Backs away for now. Regis doesn't get the kidnap, by the way. He's still kind of in there. Light, ultimate available. Monster going in. They just want a full heavy brawl. Oh, geez. Monster takes so much damage. Comes back. Doesn't get any healing, sadly. So he's going to fall down. Go back into Bruce Banner form. Now here comes that Ultron's Rage from the sky to try to help pressure off everybody on the side of Nightmare. At least Monster, there's some solace there that he forced that out, kind of. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Nightmare don't lose anybody else besides Monster in that Hulk form.
This is going to be the big fight happening right here. 3 ults available on both sides. It's going to be 4 for LUNEX shortly, but actually Monster's going to be the first one to go ultimate in terms of his hold form. And now Hanyu actually push and pressure some of those strategists away. But look at the amount of ults now available for LUNEX, and they are sending it. White Fox goes in first, Venom goes in second, and now the Wolverine goes in, but Wolverine gets shut down. Mace gets that initial one, and Nightmare maybe have the chance to push through now.
Yeah, peels off all that damage. Huge shot from Mace. And they're going to keep it try to go forward towards Nightmare as Silent Blaze gets picked off again. I mean, everybody sent away. Excellent work. I mean, without that, you're right. That could have been brutal. Now they're off of the Wolverine back onto the Elsa. They have the dance floor to come back into it. They're trying to solve the cart too, and this fight's going to be extended.
Yeah, dance floor had to come out, otherwise LUNEX were just going to get pummeled into obliteration by the Hulk in general. And Tones is going to have Meteor M available again, but Vision showing what Vision can do yet again on the Phoenix. Just seems to always have the ultimate available. Mace also gets one into Iffy, and now this cart can continue to be pushed. Can they get closer to this second? Is there anyone from LUNEX to stop?
My dad's texting me about Pokemon cards.
They're waiting, they're delaying. They want to try and get to a full 6 before they push this fight.
For the portaling back in, I believe somebody body blocked too in case anybody was CC'd. Mace has to back up with the squad because of the Ultron's rage, so a little bit of space given. Nice disengage from Nightmare.
Do you talk to your mom? My mom passed away when I was 17, man.
Land with this Meteor M and also has to worry about the bubble potentially saving everybody, but they're actually sent away for now. They're giving up so much space because Visions is just hitting shot after shot. Redis, though, on the flank, who is now back onto the Elsa like he was on the first point. Larshrock's available to maybe catch everybody inside of this, so they have sort of 2 ults to counter here. Here comes the Meteor M to counter that Star-Lord. Will it find a KO? At least it stalls everybody for now.
Thank
okay,
you,
Visions gets caught out in the right side
Boba.
angle due to both Redis and the White Fox, the Silence Blaze, holding that right. Nice job.
Yeah, if you guys want to see more story about it or the background of my story, search up, type !story, and it takes you to the story of Jay3 on YouTube. Really well done video.
They come in with the portal potentially. Anybody gonna touch the R? Nightmare is touching.
So close to winning this game with LUNEX, and now you're going to see Meteor coming up from Mace. Last-ditch attempt then for Nightmare to try to survive and push us a little bit further after this overtime. It's a trade 1-for-1. Will anyone else get the damage? Redis does have a ult available as well, and maybe can push through, but
is it bad that I want Nightmare to win, though, because I kind of want to, like, go to bed?
Send players over and over just to try and force
because we have to do all this tomorrow?
Copy here from Iffy, who is back on the Loki, by the way. He copied his own Elsa to Glartrox. I don't think I've seen that. Silent Blaze came back into
oh,
the
no.
He goes down.
Wait, that's the tank player, though. He copied his own.
In this case, it was your own Elsa? Very interesting. Very unique. We're going to third phase, man.
He copied his own Elsa?
And now we're really going to wonder that lack of a touch previously from LUNEX in their attacking round. Is it going to come back to bite them in the backside now? Because we haven't seen Nightmare with the chance to push up, and we saw how Nightmare struggled to defend previously LUNEX in some of these areas, so you'd think that LUNEX will go through some similar struggles because the choke points are a little bit of a weird one. There's a lot of angles you can take, a lot of flanking potential as well on the side. I will say we've seen fantastic positioning from Silent Blaze and Redis working together on LUNEX, so perhaps they could do more of the same here. Tico going to hit Rage of Ultron to maybe try and allow a little bit of presence, but Mace shoots him out of the sky, and now LUNEX down to 5, but it's a 5v5 as Mace has fallen too.
Yeah, 1-for-1. Tico, by the way, switching to the Namor of all things last second with 40 seconds left to go. Light does have that Star-Lord ult in the sky. I mean, they're giving up a lot of space, too, even without ultimates. Nightmare just going to take it for now. So the Namor is something we haven't seen really today. We'll see if it can actually find something. Here comes that Venom ult in the back line to just try to get ultimates out or something, but he's being clapped.
I do hope Black Cat is a tank, though.
Take that 1 for none on LUNEX's side.
I think it would be really awesome for a tank. I really hope she's not a DPS character.
Galactic Legend is...
Oh, he almost got him, dude.
Inferno available as well. Logan has to go to dance floor just to try and protect this payload. And now we're going to see Skier also bouncing back with the invisible boundary. So all the strategist ults being used to protect. Tones has Meteor M to try and slam dunk. Can he hit anything? He not only stops, but also destroys Light.
Emma Frost is 5'10", bro, apparently.
Recover from this because LUNEX applying the pressure as we go into overtime.
Huge shot from Ace. He could be the actual game changer in this fight.
But in game, Emma Frost is supposed to be 9 feet tall. So I mean, like, listen, it's a video game, bro. They can make any character a tank if they want.
This is gonna be super close. Maybe they don't even get the portal. Really is off. Okay, so there will be one more touch here, guys.
One more last-ditch attempt. Nightmare were able to do it previously, but now LUNEX, what do they have? Venom has the ultimate available, and Silent Blaze also has White Fox ultimate as well to try and press this one.
Uh-oh, Nightmare has no ults. This actually might be really bad for Nightmare, chat. Uh-oh, we might be going to a map 3.
They're trying to take down Silent Blaze. Mace looking around, needs some support.
Uh-oh, we're actually going to a map 3. Uh-oh.
Trying to dodge around, fly around the cart. As this is one of the more annoying carts.
They seen. Oh, they didn't see 9. I mean, the monster was there by himself, but wow, we're actually going to a map 3, bro.
To map 3.
For the first time today, we have a map 3. I didn't think we were gonna see it, dog, and I didn't know if it was gonna be from this series. When I was looking at all of the matches today,
I get really confused as well when they're talking to Dog Man because they shorten it to Dog. So they're just like, yo, Dog.
I mean, what a match we've had thus far. I mean, tying it up, LUNEX, considering they weren't able to get that touch onto the cart
dude, look at Vision. Vision 27 and 5, 10 final hits, 45,000 damage again.
Far too long on that second point.
Can you believe that, Boba? Can you believe that, Boba? Boba!
I mean, Jesus, dude. Like, I'm lost to where we are, by the way, in the run of show, Cozy. You may need to save me here because, like, I don't know what we just saw. Like, I'm with Gask here. Like, that was crazy.
Dude, I'm like, what did we not see from that entire match? I mean, you had 5 people not touch the point when LUNEX, it was a layup and there was no Spear 9. It was a complete just not going on the duck flow. You had 2 Glortrox in a matter of seconds, and then Mace was him.
I feel like LUNEX should have really lost this game, though.
Even with the Loki copy.
Especially with the Loki copy in critical moments, and you copy your Elsa and you miss your Glortrox.
That ship was going to sail, and somehow they came back and ended up holding that thing.
That's
I mean,
my dad saying.
absolute
I think we have
perfect
2
play
of them.
across the board when you want chaos. And that's what we got.
Bring
what did we say going into it? It was pure chaos,
to
we got
my
it
house.
Yeah, pure chaos indeed. And maybe we found a weakness for Nightmare in Museum of Contemplation, because that's 0 and 2 now for them across preseason. 2 losses that perhaps they look at real struggles of being able to push that card through.
I don't think we
like
have this card.
In their last time we saw it, they only were able to get 1 point. Sure, they've improved this time. They get the 2 points, but they needed the 3 really to be able to win that one, or just a 2 3/4 as it was in the end, because LUNEX kind of dropped the ball. But wow, what a match we've had so far. I mean, these 2 teams are nothing short but entertaining, if we put it that way.
That's the word, because even at the end there, Vision was going for the Phoenix stun on the portal, and someone like body blocked that at the last second if he was there with the Venom either way. But yeah, I think it had definitely entertainment across the board.
My dad is
44k damage.
Oh my god, dude.
Mace hitting an insane meteor in during the Glortrox that Regis had. Like, there was a lot of takeaway plays that was like, wow, that was, again, anything but not entertaining. But here we go again. Nightmare up a game. Now they dropped a game, and will they lose? If they lose this one, I mean, now we're looking at the exact same pattern that's happening with this team. And to me, it looks like they've cleaned up a lot of at least the mistakes that haunted them on week 1, dog. Especially, I would say, in some of the duelist decisions. So, I mean, what does it take to close the book?
You know what? Like, I feel like you gotta maybe call. I don't want to make that joke. I feel like I was going to get really dark with it. I'm not gonna. Okay, this is not a nightmare for me just yet. I'm not getting fired from the broadcast just yet. Give me another week. I think realistically, you need to really
Master Prime sub, my friend.
A really good map for you, right? Like, go to maybe like a convergence map like Shin Shibuya and set up with those dives or something like that. Like, we have to pick a good
J3,
map
do you
for
consider yourself a semi-pro?
Yeah, like,
I am
they've
not a professional player, chat. I don't play.
And they're against another team that I
mean, it depends on who you ask.
Type, so
I do not get paid to play video games at the top level, but I do get paid to play video games. So what's your definition of a pro?
You gotta completely
Nitho, appreciate the massive 2 months. How you doing?
I would say, yeah. I mean, I think they definitely want the Gambit out, and I can understand that, but and it just feels like, especially there where we kind of saw some flexibility with the Elsa, right? Like, they still use Elsa even if it's not really.
How do you want me to pay you out? The game's not over, bro. It's tied 1-1.
Matchups, it to me is a bit more simple, but obviously, Gaskin, they've got a game plan against the Gambit, and that's what they keep sticking with.
Yeah, it did worry me when they didn't ban Elsa after the trouble that Elsa caused in map 1, and I don't want to say it came up against them in the end. I think there was probably a few mistakes that happened that was regardless of.
Why does it look like the caster on the right side just started crying?
It's a slightly weak map for them, and I think Dogman's
I think
right.
he's
Now
sweating.
we go into Convergence. Where can they find a little bit of strength? Like, sadly, they still haven't won a Convergence map either, have Nightmare. But the upside is LUNEX also haven't won a Convergence map. So both teams struggling. I think it's going to be finding something that has better choke points, perhaps. I certainly noticed that choke points was an issue when it came to Nightmare's gameplay.
And not to interject, sorry, Cozy, but like I feel like that's kind of a weakness of all these like MRC teams, right? Like Cozy, when we watched MRC, I mean, none of them were very good at Convergence and Convoy. Like the front to back style that old 100 Thieves were good at, I feel like we've lost the art of that almost in North America.
Yeah, especially in best of 3. We talked about this before, but man, like when you have the Dom to open it, it's like that's why sometimes it's tough to seal the deal, right? And Hall of Dajali is going to be that in Wakanda, but I mean, man, if you want entertainment, you've got it right here, folks. It's match number 3. We've got Star-Lords getting smoked midair. We've got double Glartroxes. Like, what else could you possibly want as
double Glartroxes
hitting each other with
people getting smoked out of the air, bro. C9s around the corner.
I was thinking about like
it's actually pretty funny.
It's just like they're just maybe it's more like Deadpool
losing
Wolverine.
limbs constantly. Yeah, I knew what you were going for. I knew what you were going for.
I'm in the museum of contemplation in my head right now about this series. I'll tell you what.
Dude, I love that map, by the way. I think that map is so fun. It definitely, creates entertainment. And you can say what you want about the float at the end. These teams scrimp, dude. They play these maps. They got to know the boundaries of the point. I mean, that's what we're talking about.
Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you.
Thank you. Weird in this game, though, in Marvel Rivals. Like, just compared to any other hero shooter. And listen, I love the carts, like you said. But they're like this map, like that map specifically, the cart changes, first of all, from second point to third into a giant duck, which is crazy. But, like, the cart hitbox itself is a rectangle. Like it's every single one. It's weird.
I totally agree. But we're also they play this map. They obviously know. It's not like, whoa, what a shock! This is going to a duck.
True.
Like,
Cozy's spitting.
I do understand, but
I like these casters.
We saw kind of
They're all
the same
funny.
thing happen a little bit in Domination. So when it comes to this level of play, they just got to clean up some of that, in my opinion. Listen, it's match 5. We're having a ton of fun out here. It's our first match 3. Gaskin, Dogman, they're fired up. I am too. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this one. Nightmare, LUNEX. Will Nightmare drop yet another 1-0 lead? We'll find out right now, boys. Let's see what we got.
Thank you so much, Cozy, for leading us into our first game 3 of the day, like you said, because we are getting out of the box now, and between LUNEX and Nightmare, like this is, potentially going to be
if Nightmare doesn't ban Elsa again, well, guess what?
In Group B, Gask, so I mean,
they did ban it. They did ban Gambit.
Gambit ban for Nightmare's side and the Protect, like they've always done in LUNEX again.
Game 3, chat. Who wins this? Game 3.
Yeah,
game 3.
LUNEX going to be able to protect the Elsa once more. So Nightmare kind of sticking to their gut feeling here of.
We are almost at 13
Gambit.
hours,
We feel
yeah.
like Gambit is more of a problem than Elsa is. LUNEX now going to protect Elsa. That is inevitable at this point. The fact that we've seen both Regis succeed on it as well as Tico, I think that they are going to do fantastic with Elsa available. But now Nightmare have to ban around that Elsa, so Mantis goes. Yeah, that's evident. And now we're starting to see patterns emerge with these picks and bans. Teams are starting to learn just what you can't allow to happen in terms of whether it's
Regis last time Regis had Elsa, chat. Regis was actually disgusting, so.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I mean, so far from the mag stuff, like, I don't know, we first of all, it's the same, could be bans that we've seen so far. Ultron gets through. But, I mean, I feel like that was just a back and forth game, man. Like, was it even any individual plays from that last one? Like, I feel like Mace had his moments. You had some 6 spots out of Visions. I think he called it 44,000 damage or something. Like, I don't know. Like, could you even say it's an individual player that could step up on this next map?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you look at both duelists on both sides, and the expectations is to just find KOs left, right, and center. Light had a couple of ultimates that went kind of wayward at times, and I'm sure he would like to get them back to have the other opportunity when he was on the Star-Lord, and maybe the Star-Lord gets banned out here from LUNEX. They want to take that away, and that is going to be what happens. So Light not going to be able to play on the Star-Lord this time. At the moment, hovering Black Panther.
Games are still going on. This is the last game of NA.
Have quite a deep hero pool anyway.
Last
so
game of
once the bans
NA.
come through, you just have to try and work out where you go next to follow up. But there's your picks and bans, folks. It's the final ones of the day. As Dogman was alluding to, this is a huge matchup for both of these teams and their chances to get
NA games
through
start
to
the
next
same
round
time as always.
into
I think it's
playoffs,
5
even
p.m.
with
EST.
a match still to play for both
But
of
I
them.
will be live
Potentially
tomorrow
LUNEX
again at like 9
0-3,
a.m.
and then it's
because
so hard
we
to
got to
come back
watch
from
our
that, and you rely on
EMEA
results
games
elsewhere. Can Nightmare close
So
this
tomorrow,
one out? They
chat,
look
I
like
will
better
be
team
seeing you
going into
guys
the first
very
one, but
bright
now
and
LUNEX
early for
have
another
shown that they
13
are
to
here for
14-hour
a
stream.
fight, and they've got their fists up and
Are
ready.
you going to be live on Sunday? I believe there are matches on Sunday,
Excellent
yes.
setup, Gaskin. You know, between these two teams, I mean, that last ban could be the difference maker. The Venom, right, going away from the Invisible Woman.
I believe, yeah.
And then,
I believe so.
You know, we've seen Tones pop up, by the way, before on the Hulk, but based on last map, like, we saw so much good Venom play.
Any EMEA games worth it tomorrow? I don't know who's playing tomorrow. We'll probably see a list tomorrow.
I mean, this is
unless it's already a
I don't know
thing.
If
Let me see.
it or if they're underthinking
Give me
it
1
at the
second,
current
chat. Let me
moment,
check
because
the
this last map should be a barn burner and a huge change up, and then based on what we've seen over the past few
Marvel
maps.
Rivals Esports.
Well, this first point can sometimes be a little bit difficult to try and grab if you've got a good defensive team that's set up around this wall and just kind of bully you every time you try and approach. Sometimes you have to rely on a duelist to try and flank round and get a little bit of a dive action on the go, but
We know
LUNEX,
what
of course, they're just gonna be
EMEA's
holding
matches
Regis
are,
back
but I don't
and
think we
hoping
know
they
what
can pick anyone off
NA
that starts to
matches
approach,
are.
as now Nightmare will be jumping on in. They have been able to show some presence on this point already, and look at this mess. They are all over the place, and the first one goes in favor of Mace onto Iffy, so Nightmare will find that first pick, and now they can start to push on to the point.
They got walked on in that fight. You know, Portal Play going to come through. Tones has to duck around the corner, avoid all that damage. Vision's trying to find Tones in that Bruce Banner form. And I mean, at the moment, the Venom ban looks like it's panning out, right? They're just able to find that Vanguard line who's going over to Captain America. Now the Portal coming through from Iffy. And they give up the point.
Oh, okay,
oh my
sick.
goodness. It's not even a contest. We're going to second phase.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy that Nightmare were able to get that easily. LUNEX, I think, will be a little bit disappointed, so now they have to back off to statue.
Uh-oh,
and try
this
and
is
hold
really,
angle,
this is bad for LUNEX, bro.
Possible, so they can create some coverage.
I was trying to
here,
look at
create
the
a little bit of a
schedule and
gap
I
in
missed it,
distance
chat.
to try and move
Shit.
this cart forward. And Nightmare, I think, will be delighted with that initial opening play. They were just so confident. They just walked onto point. They didn't fear. They trusted in their strategists, and boy, did it pay off. Now, Skier is going to have ultimate available as well if they would like to use it. Actually, both strategists on Nightmare have their ultimates here.
When it gets picked off on the left side angle, you do have Tico playing in height, just kind of chilling, using every cooldown actually kind of here at this back angle.
Thank you, chat. Emily's too cute. She made
he'll build it up
cookies,
in just a moment,
which I will
take
take because they're not
available.
bagels.
Come back with light in a second. They go aggressive. There's the gambit open. Oh, Skier goes down to Tones. Juggling back and forth. Skier in the middle, or I guess away from his gambit. Iffy, meanwhile, trades back Mace. So both sides of the map, Nightmare got crushed. And Invisible Boundary committed by LUNEX towards the very end, but it's a
Give
fight
some to
win
chat.
regardless.
Hell no.
It's a fight win. They've got a lot of time to do Nightmare, so I don't think they'll be too worried as long as they are able to stabilize here, be patient and group up. Of course, they do have that invisible boundary ready to use themselves. Monster also
Are you doing something? Are you using the settings? Are they treating you well?
But there is definitely some questioning things happening at the moment. There is a lot of players all
She
over
made
the
chocolate chip. What cookies are
I guess
they?
it was a pull from Skier who came back from spawn, but Rita's able to live. Here
Sorry?
comes Monster on the backside.
Sugar,
Does have ult available,
chocolate chip,
Invisible
sugar,
Boundary
and what?
against the Fox ult on the backside. Lartrox does connect, but Skier's still alive. He's 22 HP. He's actually still alive.
Gluten-free? Is that actually
Even
true?
With the Eye of Okamoto,
I ain't eating that shit.
Regis finally gets Skier, Monster,
No,
and Dink.
thank you. I'm
bit of an
joking,
awkward
I'm
one,
joking.
but the eye was
Thank
good
you,
from
babe.
Iffy. In Nightmare, held
Chat,
off
you guys want the
again with
gluten-free
ultimates.
ones?
Yeah, when are they going to pull the trigger? That's the real
No,
question.
okay.
Dance the butterfly
I
available
was
now
mean.
for Psylocke.
I'm not mean.
I'm sure primed and ready to use it. Try and take down a couple of the members of LUNEX's back line, potentially just allowing them to push up. But look at the aggressive stance that LUNEX are taking at the moment.
You ate
They're not backing
right?
off towards that payload. Instead, they are absolutely just sitting and getting in the face of Nightmare. But now we're going to see an attempt at diving behind from Monster just to try and turn some heads here.
I mean, they don't have any straddles. I'm just surprised there's not like a hyper aggro play onto Strat here. Maybe with like
That's weird. It doesn't
and
work,
Light,
right?
but Cart's controlled for now. They get at least space. Now they go aggressive. Here's the dance floor. But not dance floor. Sorry, dance the butterflies on
Nightmare
the cart.
actually capped us really fast, but they've been here for 3 minutes, chat.
Regardless, Gambit all committed by
This
Dinks.
is
He's built
bad.
up another one. In the meanwhile, Monster falls solo, but he's still alive. Dinks able to take down Silent Blaze. Logan also falls soon afterwards. LUNEX just trying to stall out for now. Dinks does get taken down low. Tico's over the high ground looking for some potential picks. Actually commits the Ultron's Rage without any follow-up, really. That's kind of interesting. But regardless, Cart's still pushing for Nightmare.
Yeah, Cart's still going, and now eventually Tico gets
I
taken
can see
down.
the
So
J3.
LUNEX are going to be in a 4 versus 6, going to have to back off, and they're going to get closer to securing this first point on the board, or second point, excuse me, on the board for them. There's going to be one last chance to try and stop. Will they learn from their previous lesson? Invisible Boundary is going to be popped at the same time, and now they are going to dive in onto it.
I pointed out that they were having a good defense, and now they lost it. I think I actually might be a jinx.
Forward. Not sure it connected onto anyone, though, but a lot of damage being done here as they try and force them off the cut.
And nice job by the Fox to live from the back left angle. Reed is trying to peel for Monster. Does he do so? Hit the shot, he does. The Lord Elsa player. Now they try to walk on forward. Diamond form committed, looking for the Psylocke now. No ultimates again for Nightmare. 2 minutes left on the clock. I mean, they've done a good job so far, I would say. But if they get staggered here, that'd be brutal. So much damage taken by Mace, but it has to just try to contain the amount of aggression happening at a LUNEX, absorbing all the damage from the Elsa player, and he is. Building up towards the Shred ults again. I mean, they're going to have another Gambit ult to go aggressive with. Nightmare do.
If Nightmare fall again, though, if there's another clean wipe on the side of LUNEX, especially depends on how many ultimates are used here from LUNEX, right? They've got 3 available to them. Tones is going to go for the Freedom Charge initially just to push back, give that little bit of space. Nightmare, do they respond? Moto comes out. They've popped everything, have LUNEX. This is their attempt really to stop, but Nightmare are doing well to stabilize.
If he...
Man, that's
Come
interesting.
on, bro.
Layered also Cap and the
I don't
White
think
Fox.
Iffy's been having a great time, chat.
Let's say pretty well positioned this time, but they do lose Monster, actually, in this case. I mean, they're still stabilizing. That's the tough part. Minute left. Mace gets low. We still have Invisible Boundary. Mace goes down, in fact. And we're just only going after tanks at the current moment on LUNEX's side because this backline has been so safe. 43 seconds left to go. They're held again.
This is a great hole by LUNEX, bro.
Sort of switch
this is a great hole, chat. I'm not jinxing it, bro.
Well, Vision does have Meteor M available, so
Redis does have his ults,
and
they also have a what do you call Logan's ult, a defensive ult. So this is actually really good for Nightmare, bro. Vision can counter
people and just be a nuisance. But Nightmare, this
the
is
Glortrox,
their last attempt and their
kind
last
of,
push at trying to break
but they
through
also
LUNEX,
do have Invis Woman for it too.
Available as well. Glortrox available on Redix. Logan has.
I can predict the future right now. Watch this. I think LUNEX is going to hold this.
And they've just been able to get 2 picks. Nightmare at 6s and 7s here. I'm not sure anyone's going to be there. It's a last-ditch attempt from Vision. That's not going to work
he
either.
died while
into overtime. Then can Nightmare somehow squeeze this one out? It doesn't look like it's going to be the case. No one there to try and get the touch. And LUNEX will stop Nightmare for now.
My God, Jesus! This is Nightmare's map pick, right? Am I crazy?
Bro, Nightmare looked so good in the beginning of the game too, capping that shit so fast, and then they just got held 5.5 minutes on that second point.
Map pick, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
Which did surprise me when it came out because we have already seen Nightmare lose on this one.
Yeah, you're talking about it. They got first tell with not even a tick given. Okay, you know what? Fair play, confidence, aura. Right, that's what Nightmare are farming right now, right, guys? Like, I feel like they got pretty far, but Tones on the Captain America and stuff, I mean, they've just been diving all over the back line, and I mean, Nightmare haven't been able to get anything going to dive on a Tico and crew, right?
I think we're going to learn a lot on this first point. How quickly Nightmare were able to kind of unlock that cart initially just gave them so much time to be able to at least push it close to getting that second point. I think, again, they'll be frustrated they weren't able to convert. We have to give credit to LUNEX for being able to hold off there. That was very impressive indeed. Great ultimate usage and also just discipline to ensure that they didn't throw too much too quickly. They were trying to hold things back. There was great communication, I feel, from LUNEX. They kind of say, all right, we're going to use
they're not playing on their actual accounts. No, these are tournament
Then suddenly
accounts.
someone else needs to come in and try and use their ultimate as well. But let's try and save some moving forward. Now, how do they do on offense here, LUNEX? Because if they can get this cart unlocked quickly, they are in a fantastic chance to win this entire match, which, again, would just change up this group. Because if LUNEX lose this, they're probably done and dusted. Nightmare would look more comfortable. But then suddenly it looks shaky for Nightmare if LUNEX are able to win this one. And it looks like it's going to be a strange ball to kick us off.
Oh, absolutely, dude. This is... chills a little bit. This might be one of the more fun, if not the match of the tournament so far, although we've had a lot of bangers. I mean, Light come on to the top left, gets bubbled out.
No, nothing's going to beat that 100 Thieves FlyQuest game. I'm sorry. It might have been the most annoying, but that one was like the best series, bro.
And now here comes the monster dive. Just under the back line, slows it down for now. A nice job by Light to take down Tones. Finally, they're able to deal with the Captain America player. you talk about it, this first point can be very difficult to take, and
it's their actual account on the tournament server. Well, yeah, because they need access to the tournament server, chat. So yes, it is their account on the tournament server, but it's not actually their account.
Hold on a second. Yeah, Monster
it's not. They can't just take everything from the tournament account, everything unlocked, and put it on their main account.
Onto Light, and now Nightmare kind of backing off here, and from the main
the main game. Plus, those preview server accounts that we use are not forever.
But was it for good reason?
They shut down after,
to be able to squeak this
or they
one
changed the
out.
password or whatever.
Nightmare are going to be able to get onto point and stop for now.
I mean, this is like Jackie Chan messed up his move. Like, we got the wrong actor out right now. But at the moment, everybody's backing up. Here comes that Ultron's Rage. Light in the sky trying to take it out with the Gambit. Real flush, and they do so. Nice job by Light to track him down. Excellent counter ult from that push from LUNEX, who's sent back away. I mean, Ultron's Rage for Gambit Rush. At least you're fine with that with LUNEX. But Nightmare, 2 minutes off the clock. I mean, but they're not on the woods
someone just
yet.
came up with a great idea. When is the summer skin? Chat, when's the next set of summer skins coming? When is summer?
Don't have to see LUNEX get that far to try and win this game.
Right?
That
July?
being said, LUNEX haven't really been able to break just yet. Yes, they've got that initial pick and been able to get a little bit of a bar on their side.
Oh my God, I hate
but they
all of
haven't
you.
been able to get that wipe. As I say that, might be able to come through now all through Redis.
Captain America
takes down Mace and will have support. Ultimate's
should get a bikini skin. Thoughts?
We will see Vision go down as well. That is 2 falling for Nightmare. This is the chance here to try and push through.
There's a bit late of Invisible Boundary, but I guess like they wanted to counter.
And then instead of calling him Captain America, we call him Captain Bulge.
Redis could
What
fall.
are you guys' thoughts?
No! Wait, Redis does fall, but it's traded. Iffy connects with that Meteor M. Meanwhile, Tones the back line does get some support, so the patty cakes are happening. Meanwhile, takes given 4 on the cart. Mace has to touch. Can they live without any ultimates, though? They have no straddles from the defensive angle. People are on Spider-Man, of all things. Light back on his main. Can they find a KO potentially?
Light back on his main, Spider-Man. He's on Spider-Man!
Getting healthy. Light gets killed for
Wait, Redis is also on Spider-Man. There's a Spider-Man duel!
Now onto the White Fox. Into the sky. Meteor M. Logan dodges it, unlike Silent from earlier. And that's going to be a full wipe of Nightmare. We're in the second phase, and Light is off of Spider-Man.
Into the second phase, 3 minutes and 23 on the clock for LUNEX.
The casters are doing a great job.
Back and get
nice. Hey, at least LUNEX was able to get past first point. I mean, looking good, bro. Looking good.
Just tipping it over towards that second point, of course, because Nightmare didn't quite get there. But a valiant effort of
they got off the Spider-Man strat. I'm pretty sure it was just a quick way to get back to points, like switching the Tracer.
Working in tandem to eliminate some of those players who just slightly overstepped. And now Nightmare just on the back foot. They are being forced back by LUNEX here. Need to be careful they don't just give up an easy pick, because that could be a lot of time gathered, or a lot of space gathered, should I say, by that car.
We're playing back right now. Tico, Ultron's Rage in the sky. I mean, everybody's still, they're getting a cart right now, by the way. Here comes the Gambit ult. Do we find a KO in it? I mean, Light's so far back, but they deal with Tones. Nice job to take out Tones again. I mean, that's been the way they've won, is taking out the Captain America, but it's been tough to kind of disrupt LUNEX's backline, right?
I mean, disrupt is one way to put it. I think both teams are trying to disrupt the enemy backline, but then leaving some players a little bit vulnerable as well. I think there's panic on both sides of these teams, and for good reason. This is such an important match.
How long has
that both teams know
out?
that they have to win this right here, right now.
A little few months, under a year and a half.
Might be you not qualifying towards playoffs. Mace will get a good pick, though, onto Tico. That could be absolutely massive for Nightmare's chances here. Logan will have to drop the invisible boundary just to try and stay alive, as LUNEX are going to be forced off the point.
It's been like a year and
that's a big one that he called out there. I mean, Logan using the invisible boundary. Wait, they're committing Meteor M. Okay, can we find any KOs in this? He just yeets it out there, doesn't find anything. The cooldowns are up. The cooldowns and ultimates were actually just used by LUNEX in what looks to be a weird and kind of awkward team fight. Now here comes the Captain America charge. We're trying to go on the back side. Make sure Nightmare can maybe find a pickoff. Silent Blaze there with the follow-up. I mean, he's just playing absolutely so aggressive.
Controller, by the way, chat. Controller support player.
DPS out here.
He is.
Silent Blaze just
is popping.
He's saying, "Look, just let me at him." And I think you've just got to.
That is crazy, bro. Crazy.
With
a support pro player using a controller. Usually it's tanks.
As now LUNEX
maybe a DPS, but a support.
Of where they will to try and win this entire match. And Nightmare are gonna have one last-ditch attempt to try and defend this one.
Venom in with the soft dive for now. Has the ultimate ready to go. We don't even have the White Fox ult yet. Redis pops out really early. Glartrox doesn't connect on anything. Mace actually, I think he did get hit, but it's taken out quickly. Tico with the visions. Here comes the Psylocke ultimate, but it's not finding anything. Oh no! What is he dancing into? The dance of the butterflies. All butterflies are dead. Silent Blaze in the spawn doors, out of all things. All the way towards the Strat.
Oh my god, Silent Blaze was at the spawn doors.
Into the ground. Doesn't connect on anything. Oh no! He doesn't get the overhealth. But Tico gets
oh, dude, LUNEX might win. Oh no, this is bad. This is bad for Nightmare, bro. This is bad for Nightmare. Oh no.
Straight up.
Nightmare's folding, bro. Nightmare's folding.
And Nightmare's biggest nightmare could be this specific game. They've lost 2-1 to LUNEX.
Unbelievable from LUNEX as well. From
unbelievable indeed,
obviously, we
bro.
saw them go 1-0 down.
There is no way.
Into convoy. They've been a little bit shaky here. It's probably going to be a 0-2. They're probably going to be
Let me see this.
They show up.
Nightmare, dude, the underdogs won. Chat voted for Nightmare to win this.
Convergence, they show us how it is done. It was unorthodox.
No
it was messy,
way,
but it worked,
bro.
and that is all that
Mr.
matters.
Javi,
You've been watching in the wings. What a matchup we just had.
What in the Sugar Rush iPad, baby? Like, what did I see?
What? Sugar Rush iPad, baby? What?
I
What
mean,
is, what's homie saying, chat?
Main anime art energy going, pushing into spawn. Nightmare wins 3 DOMs in a row on all their matches and gets reverse swept on all their matches.
Silent Blaze! He is playing the White Fox 27-2, 13 final hits, 15,000 damage.
That's what it's like whenever, I think you said it best, Gaskin. You said it, they're playing panic because there's a lot to be panicked for, right? I mean, Nightmare, they still have TLC to go up against, so this is essentially a must-win, and it quite literally is for LUNEX.
That is the controller player MVP on the new character, chat.
I mean,
damn.
I think a good reason to be lost for words because that is
damn.
one of the results that we will talk about for quite some time, I think, here in preseason for how LUNEX have been able to pull that off. It